Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm working on my In the Garden project and I think I'm ready to make a start on some ephemera. So I have raided various different places to find some stuff to work with today. I've got like paper bags, I've got junk and packaging. I thought this would be a cool piece of ephemera. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with this or if I'm just going to, you know, stick it in the pockets as is. I'm not sure yet. And then I have just made a few decisions about some scraps that I had left over, which I might want to use. So I've got, yeah, various different things. So it's going to be a what's on your desk type video today of just, I've got this stuff to play with and we're just going to see what we come up with. And then I have also just put together a tray of bits and bobs that I thought I could use to decorate things. And I have got some scraps, which I'm actually going to bring here so I don't forget to use them. Okay, so yeah, I don't really have like a big plan for today, so I think I'm just going to go, you know, work my way from the top of the pile, so to speak. So what is this? I have got a simple scrappy thing that I found in my scrap box. So I thought I could do something to decorate this. Yeah, so it's just going to be a bit of a chill video today. If I thought about it, I would have put my candle on, but I didn't think about it until just now. But yeah, I'm thinking just like a nice chill video, and you know, it's been a while since I've done some ephemera on video as well, so I thought you know, it might be nice to just work with something. And yeah, as I said, I'm just going to sort of see what I can come up with today. So I hope that you either enjoy hearing me waffle slash ideally you would get some kind of inspiration. And yeah, I'm working with scraps, so for those of you who love to see me collage, you know who you are, then yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy the video today. So I don't know what this is going to be. It could be like I could back it and make a little journal card. It can just be a cluster embellishment. It's one of those, it can be whatever I want it to be, you know, when I come to use it. So I've got some words here, so I'm just going to grab a few that I think mainly size wise. So don't want sunshine, so it's got a nice green on this one. That brings in something. It's going to be one of those, they all look good. It's the same old story, isn't it? We like them all, we like them all. Quite like the flowers one. So it is the morning, so you have to excuse me if I am a little bit quiet this morning. The simple reason is that I'm not really a morning person. In terms of like, I like getting things done in the morning because my energy levels always wane come the afternoon, but it takes me a little while to warm up to the day, if you want to call it that, where you know, I'm just trying to adjust to seeing light, you know, that sort of situation. I'm just going to ink this very, very lightly. I don't want this to be grungy or anything, just very, very lightly, kind of like the mud that you would get in the garden. I don't know if all of these ephemera pieces will make it into my current project, but I imagine at least some of them will, because I have got pockets to fill. But it feels nice to be doing some ephemera. I do want to get back into doing ephemera making videos. It's just one of those things, is I don't want to get too caught up in making a load of ephemera that I then don't get time to use. I think I got caught up in that last year where I was so excited about making an ephemera, and then I did make some journals and folios, but not as many as usual, which meant that some of this ephemera, obviously some of it went out to, you know, in Mahalo mails and went up on Etsy and what have you, but yeah, a lot of the stuff, because I made a lot of stuff last year, ended up just sitting around, and I've still got it. So definitely this year I want to make sure I'm getting a good balance, I think, which I'm still working out how to fit it all into my schedule. Now I had that there, didn't I? Do I still want it there? Yes, let's put P there. I like putting words across different layers in a collage. I just feel like it sort of brings it all together then. Do we want a butterfly? Now I have brought out some butterflies, but I didn't bring out a load. Which, even though I've put them in the tray, I'm still going to have to hunt a little bit, aren't I? Despite my best efforts to be organised. Actually, I have got some, I've got these tiny little die cuts, which, instead of putting a butterfly on everything, what would this look like? Like, I got these from eBay. They're just, essentially they're all garden animals, but I've had them in my stash for a little while. And they're absolutely diddy, tiny, so they're good for stuff like this, but I don't know if I'm going to want to use them. I did like the foxes, but they were slightly not the right colour for what I'm doing here. Oh, there's a little bunny. Come here, little bunny. Let's try you, because I could cut off the flowers and just have the bunny. Not feeling it. Alternatively, I could just leave it like that. I'm just going to ink the edges. Again, it's because I don't know what I'm making here. Is it a journal card? Is it an embellishment? I am not sure. As I said, it can be either. I don't know. I'm not going to want a huge butterfly, so I might just leave that like so. So hopefully you can see everything that I'm doing. I'm just going to check the camera view, because I have got you in a slightly different place today. There we are. That's my little embellishment thing. So there we go. We've got one piece done. Right. Let's move on to something else. So this, I'm thinking, can be my back pocket inside the folio that I'm doing. So this was around a set of notebooks, and it naturally has these folds, which I'm thinking will make good gussets. And when that gets folded like that, it's the perfect size for my project. So I'm just gonna squeeze those down. And yeah, I wanted to get one of these images in with the garden bench from my kit. So I'm thinking this would be quite nice. I'm putting that into the pile of junk to be upcycled. So I'm just going to mitre those edges. That's it. And I'm going to do the same at the bottom. And it's really just so that when it folds over, you can't see them then. I'm sure you probably couldn't see them anyway, but just in case, isn't it? And then, so that will get glued down. So these gussets here will get glued down, and then along the bottom. And that will just give that a little bit of extra room. Okay, so let's grab this. So I've got a nice scrap to use now. So I'm just going to hold this up to the mirror, because I want it to be that you see the, you know, all of this garden bench and trowel and everything on it. So easiest thing, I think, will be to pop the glue on the junk and cut around it. I think that'll probably be the easiest thing, because I do want to make sure that I've got all of this covered. Now thinking about it, I could have probably turned this around and then had the brown side showing almost, but I didn't think about that. Okay, so let's go for it. So I'm just bringing this over as far as it will go. Good job about using a glue that gives you that wiggle room, because you can do, you know, this lazy method of gluing much easier. Oh dear. Okay, and scissors. Yes, I hope you don't mind this slightly more relaxed video today. I've actually got a whole week of filming this week, which I'm very excited about. About time. Well, yeah, about time that I just literally just sit down and get a load of things done. So I've actually decided I'm going to be making 2 different projects with my In the Garden kit. So we've got the project I'm doing now with the stacked envelopes and everything on the front, which is going to use a lot of the, well, it is using a lot of the florals and greens and, you know, pretty colours and things. And then my other project, I'm just going to do a little thumb notch. Yeah, my other projects, or my other project I should say, will use some more of the more neutral papers. And I thought that would be really interesting to show, yeah, show the versatility of the kit, I suppose, in a way. I'm just going to ink around this and then just decide if it wants anything else. I don't know if I'll add anything at this point, because I might sort of see how it looks in the folio and then decide if I want to add anything. And that was the easiest pocket ever, wasn't it? There we go, that's another piece more or less done. Right, where's my pile gone? So then I've got the other part of that band that I've just been using, and I thought this one I will fold up like so and have this be kind of like a library pocket, where this will be the pocket and then the whole thing can be a side pocket or something. So I'll just tidy that edge up, there we go. Right, this is where hopefully scraps will come to the rescue. So let's find something for across there. There we go, that fits nicely. And then for the back, I'm wondering whether to bring in some kind of a book page, but I don't want it to be quite as brown as that. I think I want to go lighter. So let me just, this is my scrapbooks that I keep with me. You never know when you're going to want to use scraps. And I'm hoping that I've got a nice book page in here that I can go for. Okay, I found this nice writing, which I thought I could do some kind of like, I suppose, something collagey in the back. Oh, I couldn't get my words out then. You know, I can use a couple of scraps. Yeah, something like that. And then I can maybe pull out something else. So let's put those there. Right, what are we doing? So I know that's going on the front, that's the easy part. Yeah, that should work, shouldn't it? So I think, do I want this on the front or that? Just trying to decide whether I want the writing at the front or on top. Just gonna give that a torn edge. Yeah, So we'll put this one down. There we go. Go like so. And I'm just going to just take off that edge so that I can glue it down a bit easier. Just folded where it had been in my scrap box for something or other. Okay, there we go. Oh, it feels good to be using some scraps as well. Wonderful. Yeah, so as I said, I'm sorry that I haven't had very many chatty videos. I've just had a lot on my mind, and I haven't really been in the sort of chatty mood recently. So hopefully this is the start of me getting some semblance of normality back. Oh, we shall see. Okay, and then that's going to go over there somehow. Try not to get glue all over my desk, so I'm just going to pop some glue here and there, and then anything that's not glued I can go in with a smaller nozzle. That's it. Yeah, that'll do. I haven't inked these edges, I just kind of want them to blend in together as best as possible. So I will say the only thing with ephemera making is the time goes so quickly. You know, especially as you're making decisions as you go kind of thing, isn't it? But if I have to do a couple of ephemera making videos, I have no problems with that. I can, you know, put them out and they're there for you to watch if you want to watch them. So yeah, I might do a few bits today and a few bits another day or something. We shall see. Let's see where I get to. As I said, I want to do some better gluing, much better gluing. Just wondering whether to, so I could either cut the edges of this like a tag, or I could round them, or leave them as is, but I think I'm going to go with rounded. So yeah, it's all about just you know, grabbing a load of bases and just seeing what you can do with them, really. As I said, I did grab things that I sort of vaguely knew what I could do with them, but no real plan. Especially using up scraps and stuff, you never know what things are going to look like once you put them down. But I want to get those flowers in if I can. Oops, it's in the wrong place. Again, I'm doing it the lazy gluer's way. It's the only way I know how. I've probably said many a time, me and measuring and cutting straight and all the rest of it do not go together very well. Okay, lovely. I probably could do something with that, so I'll keep it just in case. That's that. Okay, right, so I think I'm just going to get around with my little nozzle, and then I might find, you know, some crochet and stuff to go on there. So 2 secs. Okay, I found some bits and bobs, so I've just popped some crochet along there. And then I didn't really like how this back piece was looking. It looked a little bit unfinished. I know once you put something in the pocket, it all comes together. In fact, that actually goes really quite nicely with it. But I can't help myself. Whilst it's empty, I'm like, oh, it's missing something. So I've just got a label here from Collage Type. And I'm just going to put that across like you would a notebook, you know, the front of a notebook, because straight away that just feels like the piece is finished. And I think it, again, similar to before where I said I like to overlap torn collaged pieces with something to bring them all in together. I mean, that really could have been anything. It didn't have to be a label. I just liked how that looked. So yeah, that's just a little thing that I will, a little tip. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue the two sides of this pocket. Now it's quite thick cardboard, so I'm just going to have to hold those down, I think. Could do with some of those little clips that you can use, but anything that's not glued properly I can do later. There we are. So yeah, looking really, just, you see what I mean, even without adding anything else, just that label I feel like is just, it just helps finish it off. So now I've got a decision to make as to whether I do use these foxes. So I could, but now I feel like it's too much with it. But then it also feels like, let's pretend this is going in the pocket. Obviously I have just glued it and this might be too wide now, but I'm just going to use this as a test. I think I'm just going to leave it. I was going to add those foxes, but no, I'm not so sure. I can always do some more decorating later, but yeah, I'm really happy with how that's looking now. As I said, just that the one little label and it just instantly makes something feel finished. It's so it's interesting, isn't it? It's the power of crafting. I don't know. Okay, so I do want to get these journal cards done if I can. So I've got just a couple of bits of trash here, so I'm just going to move those out of the way so I've got just a little bit more space. So this one, if I remember rightly, yes, this one does like a flip up thing, which inside I could just do some stenciling and then decorate the front and the back, and then that could literally be a decorated cover, two things inside to write on, and then even the back could be written on. And then this is just a piece of packaging. And of course I literally just grabbed some scraps that will fit. So let's just do this one quickly, because I suppose I'm kind of in the mood to use up my scraps and get them collaged and things. So I'm just gonna just slop it down. And then I tell you what, part of me is tempted actually just to bring around the edges rather than cut those off and waste them. I don't think I can bring it around the whole way, maybe just at the top. Top and bottom. Let's go with top and bottom. Why not? I don't usually do this, it's just, I don't know, am I feeling lazy today? Rather than cut them off, just glue them down. Obviously they'll be hidden underneath something anyway, whatever I decide to back this with. But my main focus for today is to get the collaging done on the front. So as I said, I'm just trying to use up my scraps where possible. My goal for this project, and actually my goal going forwards for most projects, is to try my hardest to use up my scraps as I go. So that I'm not stuck with a load of papers at the end, which could be used in other things, but don't always get used. Not always. Right, what have we got left then? So don't know if I'll add any. Oh, actually, there's just this little strip here. That might be nice just in the background. Gets it used. Something with that, and then maybe. Oh, actually, I've got a little bit of music sheet, so I could do something like that. Yeah. So let's start building this up then. No idea what I'm going to put on it, but I'm sure I'll find something. Alright, I just grabbed a few fussy cuts. I mainly picked up these big butterflies because I'm thinking something like that across the middle could look good. Yeah, because I think because I've got this scrap in there, I just feel like one of these big, or even just that one, I just think just tones it down and just lets the pink and stuff be in the background, and then put something else in there. So let's do the collaging first. So I think the easiest thing would be to just, guess what, do some lazy gluing. Okay, so let's do this. So I'll just get that all on there and then just cut off that white bit. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this music sheet down now as well. I've decided not to ink the edges again. I just kind of want them to blend in to the background a bit. So, oh, it is so much fun to use scraps. I don't know how many, I've lost count of how many times I've probably said that over the years, but I just love using scraps. It just, I just feel like it's the best way to get some really unusual, interesting pieces. And who doesn't love using up some scraps rather than just either hold on to them, ugh, gosh, the worst thing ever, or yeah, I mean, you know, we can feel guilty about just throwing them in the bin, can't we? So yeah, it's very nice to be able to just use some scraps up and make some, what I think are turning into some quite pretty pieces, actually. Right, fingers crossed. I like how this butterfly looks still. Just feel like maybe, I mean, I do like how that's looking, so I'm just gonna round the corners so I can see what I'm working with. So this is going to be a journal card. I mean, it could also be, actually thinking about it, doesn't have to be a journal card. It can also be a cover topper. You know, if you wanted it to be, you can turn it into that maybe. I should probably sew around it, so I am bearing that in mind in terms of how much more I'm adding. So I just thought I would see what it looks like with one of my labels, which I do have in my shop. And I think, to be honest, I'm actually really liking the neutral background with that little splash of pink. I think that's actually worked out really very nicely. So let me get this back where I had it, about there somewhere. Just make sure that's straight. And as I said, I will sew around the whole thing, and at some point I'm probably going to have maybe an eyelet on it or something, which I'll do after I've done the sewing. So I think it will have enough in it, and especially if I use I was just thinking, if I use a coloured eyelet with a pretty bow in the corner or something, so just here, I think that would finish that off really nicely, actually. And I might do some stenciling over this so it doesn't look quite so neutral, maybe like a little bit of like a T-ring stencil, but I can do that later. So yeah, it just wants backing. And then I've got a very pretty journal card. So yeah, sewing and an eyelet, and I think that one will be more or less done. So hopefully we've still got a little bit of time left. I think I'm going to save this one for next time, just because where I want to do the whole fold out thing, I think that's going to be a little bit more involved. And then I have got these paper bags which I want to make notebooks. But just to finish, this was one of the pieces that I chopped off the packaging, and I think you know, rather than throw it away, I wonder if I can get away with putting a scrap on it. I'm sure I've got a scrap somewhere, and then using it in something, using it as like an embellishment or something. Obviously I've got all these like piddly bits. Oh, there you go. Oh, look at that. So if I, what is that? Is that a bit of sky? I think that's a bit of sky. So if I go that way and that way, or a bit of this music sheet maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gotten into me today. I'm kind of in a scrap busting mode randomly, which wasn't my original intention when I started this video as such. I mean, I'm always happy to use scraps, but I didn't know that that's what I was doing today. But I hope you've got some inspiration from the bits and bobs I've done. So as I said, just lazy gluing. Pop that on. Have I done that upside down? I have, haven't I? Okay, guess that's going that way now. And then this bit of music sheet, which I think I'll do that upside down so that the focus is less on the music sheet. And then if I just put the glue on here, I don't know what this is, some kind of embellishment thing, which is always nice to have, just stuff stuff that you can use for whatever really. It could even be the tiniest little pocket, you know, if this was to go on something, that could be quite cute too. Could be a little writing spot because it's actually plain on the back, so it could be, yeah, a little writing spot. As I said, it can be an embellishment on something. Sometimes it's nice just to, especially when you're using packaging and junk and scraps and just odds and ends, you know, it can be very interesting what comes out of your session, because you will often find that you'll have pieces that, yeah, really could be used for a variety of different things, which I just think is so interesting. And yeah, it's just one of the many things I love about all this. So I have got a thing. Okay, what are we going to put on the thing? So obviously a word would fit. I've got these tiny little animals in here, which I'm going to find it difficult to use them being so small, apart from in, you know, decorating and embellishments. So maybe I could do a little something here. Just going to turn that upside down, just see if that makes a difference. Yeah. And then we want a word. That might be too long. Yeah, that's too long. Okay, I've just torn one of my phrases down just so that I could get the word stillness. So I think that will be nice to go with the, oh, cute little deer. It's just chilling at the bottom of the garden. Obviously, this project is a big garden. To have a deer in it, but you know. And that will be, as I said, the last piece that I'll do today. But I do have some more things that I want to get done. So oh, I've done that word a little bit low. Never mind. Yes, I do have some more bits and bobs that I want to get done. But I will come back and do just a bonus another video. So I might grab a few more pieces and then have, yeah, a video a similar length, I guess. So there you go, that's my little embellishment piece. And as I said, you know, it's one of those things is when I come to use it, it can always be, you know, other things layered with it. It could be a little pocket, which I'm actually quite liking the idea of it being a little pocket on something. So yeah, it could be a few different things. This obviously wants finishing, so I need to sew around it and have some eyelets and then back it, but I'm loving how that's looking. We also made this this pocket, skinny pocket from packaging. Oh yeah, we started with this, so again this can be an embellishment or a journal card. And last but not least, this really easy gusseted pocket from packaging. So there we are, those are my pieces for today. As I said, I do have a few more things I want to get done, but I think that's enough for today because I don't want the video to be too long. So I'm going to finish these pieces off. So in the thumbnail of the video you'll see what it looks like with the eyelet and the bow and stuff if I decide to add that, but at least you'll see them, you know, sewn around where needed. And when I come to use this in the project, I may very well add something to this. I tell you what would be fun is like a little bit of oh, actually it's because, you know, when you look at things a second time, especially a little bit later, you start to get ideas. Somewhere I've got some like trailing blossom. Here we go. And part of me's thinking I might sit there and glue some of this on there so it sort of trails around like so, and maybe a little bit like that. So I'm going to sit there and do that whilst the idea is in my head. So you'll see that in the thumbnail as well. So as I said, I hope you've gotten some ideas today, or if not, I hope you've just enjoyed the video anyway. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, I'll speak to you very soon with some more bits and bobs for my garden project. Yeah, that's going to look really nice, isn't it? It almost looks like if you were in your potting shed. So this is obviously what this scene is. You're in the potting shed, and you could be having some like dried flowers hanging up on the wall. That's kind of what it's reminding me of. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit and play with this, I think. So thank you for joining me, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.